So, well, we didn't even say what it was.
Well, it's gone now.
We have Devil's Third.
Sealed.
The
in
one
box.
and only.
I don't know.
It's nuts.
It's a little crazy.
The whole
yes.
story behind this game is nuts.
We are here with our Wii U collection
Wow.
today. Wow. Wow is
That's all there is
right.
to say.
Wow.
It's an accessory for your Wii, right?
Yes,
right?
exactly. Exactly.
Perfect. I knew it. Yes.
Like some of the other Nintendo collections we've shared, we were at Nintendo, for better or worse, for the entire Wii U generation.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
The beginning to the bitter end, yes.
Exactly. So we have, how many games did you count?
We got about 40 games.
40 games.
Right, library not as big as some of the other
right.
systems, should say up front. This is one of the great commercial flops that Nintendo's ever had.
Yikes.
But at the same time, some really, really amazing, excellent games that have found a second life on the Nintendo Switch, which is great. And some other just interesting relics that we're going to be taking a closer look at.
But, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, everything was built around the gamepad.
Right.
Did introduce some new interesting opportunities, but overall was a bit of a clunky experience from a hardware perspective. So that's always how I look at it, is like the games are amazing, the hardware itself I have some real conflicted feelings about.
Exactly. But let's get into the games, because you're right. As we get into the Wii U generation, there's more and more good games.
Well, this is not on the Switch. Nintendo Land came with the Wii U when you got it. And this was, attempting to be the Wii Sports for the Wii U. Right,
where it demonstrates why the gamepad is important and all that stuff, but
sadly it just didn't work that way.
No.
Had this kind of theme park wrapping around these different experiences based on different Nintendo franchises, using the gamepad and Wii remotes in different combinations.
Yeah, some were okay and fun.
We have a whole other video where we ranked every single one.
That's true.
If you want to check that out, you can, but it's not Wii Sports.
It's not Wii Sports. It didn't become a phenomenon.
The reality of it.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some Mario games here. New Super Mario Bros. U. This has been re-released on the Switch.
Right.
This is where the new Super Mario Bros. Formula
gets a little bland.
Really started to get a little bit stale. I mean, it's a fine game. It's fun to play, but as far as inspiring, it's
very sort of basic.
The joy of what 2D Super Mario Bros. Can be, it kind of doesn't do it.
Doesn't at all. Yeah. This though.
Now, they did do new Super Luigi U. You notice right there the year of Luigi icon right on the wrapper. That's how we knew.
You know it was desperate.
We were in trouble because we're doing a whole year on Luigi. Okay, so this is kind of riffing off of new Super Mario Bros. U.
Yeah.
Luigi front and center. It does have this green package.
I do like that. The green package.
Yeah, we don't have any other games that have that. It did play a little bit different, obviously because you're playing as Luigi.
Yeah.
They did introduce some more like time constraints in some of the levels. So it's an interesting kind of side game. Based off of new Super Mario Bros.
Marks an interesting era though for the year of Luigi.
I much prefer Super Mario 3D World.
I love this one.
This has also been re-released on the Switch with the addition of Bowser's Fury. This version did not have that.
Right.
This is where we got Cat Mario. This was really like building upon the ideas of Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS.
This is one of my favorite games on the Wii U.
Yeah.
And I replayed it on Switch as well. And it totally is just one of those like joyful Mario experiences with the cat mechanic being very front and center. And Cat Mario, to this day, is very popular. He was in the Mario movie, so...
True. Awesome multiplayer game as well. So yeah, this is one of those games where we're so happy when it was coming out on Switch.
I know.
It's like more people need to experience this.
We need to experience it.
Now, I would argue the best Mario game on the Wii U was Super Mario Maker. The original.
Yeah.
And there was a Super Mario Maker 2 on the Switch, but this game really took advantage of the gamepad in a way that I'm not sure any other game did.
I think so too. You're really building the levels on the gamepad, and it just felt so right. Where in the Switch version, it doesn't feel as intuitive.
No, it's a bit more work to get your level down, and it was so perfect to just use the stylus, get it there, see it right on the TV, play it. It was so smooth. I mean, this is like a breakthrough kind of game.
Totally.
And I don't know if they can ever recapture the magic of the original Super Mario Maker, but I really hope they can. This package was interesting. This came out in the anniversary year for Mario, so we can open it up. And it does have
this is the red
game.
Yeah.
I'll let you hold that in the red packaging.
Yeah.
But also this booklet that came with it that is, it's a little avant-garde, I'll say. We'll show some pages of it. I think part of it was meant to give you inspiration.
For your own levels.
For your own creations.
Sure.
It is interesting to page through, though. It's visually very interesting, but it's maybe... It's not an instruction manual, let's just say that.
No, it's not very instructional at all.
Right.
Let's not forget the best part of Super Mario Maker, which is the cat
The cat
paw.
hand?
Yeah, the
Love
little cat
Love that cat hand.
Love that.
All right. We have another absolute classic on the Wii U. Original Splatoon. Some could argue...
Introducing this new genre.
Some could argue this is the best Splatoon game they have ever made. I mean, they just shut down the servers, sadly.
Yeah.
And there were still so many people playing original Splatoon on the Wii U. This was incredible when it came out. There was nothing like it. It really did give you some, like, oh, Nintendo's still got it.
We're still cooking at
Even
Nintendo.
though we're struggling with this hardware that people aren't really feeling, but my gosh, can they still make an original game unlike anybody else?
That's so true. I remember when we first saw this game and were introduced to the amazing dev team, we were just struck by how imaginative they are. They were this like scrappy young dev team, which was very new for Nintendo, and they made this game that became like the phenomenon is today, which is amazing.
And this is where it all started.
Exactly.
Next up, we have a game that maybe is coming to the Switch one day.
Hopefully.
Wind Waker HD, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Before Breath of the Wild, this was my favorite Zelda game, so I was really happy. And this had some really great additions, this version of it. People have now pointed out that more time has passed between the original GameCube Wind Waker and this versus the Wii U version and now, which my brain cannot comprehend in any
we just need it so badly to come to Switch.
But
yeah, we need it badly on Switch.
This is one of the classic Zelda games. This is the best way to experience it. I hope they have some sort of a future re-release plan because it really is that good.
They also did hardware for this.
Yes.
And it was beautiful.
They did.
So we'll insert a picture of that. But yes, Wind Waker on the Wii U was amazing.
The other Zelda game that they remade on Wii U was Twilight Princess. You'll notice that this version that I have is sealed because I'm a Twilight Princess hater. I'm one of those. I'm one of those people.
This is where I take it and unseal it right now.
This
can I unseal it?
No, this version came in a box with the Wolf Link Amiibo, which I have taken out, and we'll do a whole video on our Amiibo collection.
I think so. That'd be
some other
fun.
time because we got a lot of those.
Yeah.
But I mean, by all accounts, this was a good, version, HD version of Twilight Princess. So yeah, maybe we'll see this one. It's constantly rumored for the Switch. So.
These two together as a package Zelda port on Switch.
Yeah.
Manifest it. Manifest it. This is very special.
So if you saw our Wii video, we got to show off our Donkey Kong Country Returns game signed by the Retro Studios dev team.
Yeah.
We also worked on Tropical Freeze, so we have the same thing for this game. And I think this one was signed by even more people.
I was going to say, it looks like more signatures.
I see more signatures on this one.
Right.
But it was really a joy working with Retro Studios. They're so good at what they do. And
they're the nicest people ever.
They really are invested in their games and they want to collaborate with you on the launch of their games, which is so wonderful to see. So this is a great keepsake, but this is also just an amazing game.
Yeah.
And this was re-released with Funky Mode.
Yes.
This does not have Funky Mode.
The Funky Mode.
So maybe that version is definitive because it's got the Funky Mode. I don't know.
Maybe.
Depends on your personal preferences, but this is, again, when I think of the best Wii U games, this is on
the list.
On the list.
Yes.
Speaking of great exclusive Wii U games. Well, I guess this is not exclusive because this game also came out on 3DS.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers for Wii U came out a couple months after the 3DS version. But, we put a lot of effort into trying to make this a big deal. I know people nowadays debate what's your favorite Smash Brothers game? I think for most people, this is probably not
on that
the favorite
top 3 list.
But it did, greatly expand the roster. This was the first game. This and the 3DS one used Amiibo, which became just this great, addition to what these games had in them, packed with modes. So I have a soft spot for this game, even though maybe this is not the Smash Brothers that I reach for when I want to play that.
I think this is like a stepping stone game into what we know now as Smash Ultimate. So having this as like, a part of that history is important. So I agree.
Yeah. I gotta take a deep breath before I reach for this next one.
Oh boy. Whew.
We have Star Fox Zero.
Oh boy.
Perhaps one of the most disappointing games I was ever involved with at Nintendo.
I agree with that.
You hear, all right, we're making a new Star Fox game. Mr. Miyamoto's involved.
Very involved.
He's called up Platinum Games to pull it together. You think, wow, that sounds...
It's gonna be awesome.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And you start playing it, and it's really not.
It's really not.
And it's, kind of the worst of implementing controls with the gamepad where you're flying around, but you're trying to aim with this, and your brain's like, what am I doing here?
Totally complicated. This game is basically unplayable as a single-player game. If you want to actually beat the game, you need another person, which is terrible.
I know this game does have a small community that has embraced it, but I'm sorry, I did not count myself as part of it.
Yeah.
So this version of it, though, came in this box because it also includes, so you get Star Fox Zero,
but
also Star Fox Guard.
This game, though, was actually pretty good.
This is interesting. Yeah, this is interesting. You're kind of playing as Slippy Toad and his Grippy, I think?
Yes, his uncle Grippy.
The mustache always cracks me
really
up.
Weird.
And you're kind of doing like surveillance camera switcheroo.
Exactly.
It's got a bit of like tower defense to it.
Yes.
Obviously not the same kind of scope of game. But this was cool. This was kind of based off another one of Mr. Miyamoto's gamepad ideas that was seen at a previous E3 and shaped into this game. So this is an interesting kind of. I'd put this in the oddity category.
I honestly like Star Fox Guard more than Star Fox Zero.
It ain't hard.
Yeah.
All right. Continuing on, Pikmin 3.
Yeah.
You are not the biggest Pikmin fan out there. I played this game, finished this game. This was a very fun game, but I do remember this game required one of the more convoluted Wii U setups where you were playing it with a gamepad, with a Wii remote and a nunchuck. You had to have this kind of set up on a stand, kind of looking at you.
Right.
So it really required a lot of setup and legwork to play this game in its intended form.
Right, because the map was on the gamepad.
There was just a lot going on, and a lot that this game was asking you to do.
And already the gameplay has a lot going on because you're managing so many things.
So a bit frantic in spots, but this is I think Pikmin 4 has surpassed this game, but this was a very fun Pikmin game, introduced some cool multiplayer.
There's like the bingo mode, I remember
bingo battle,
being a big deal for this one.
Right, so this game has some good stuff going for it for sure.
Yeah, I remember I did enjoy the multiplayer, the bingo battle.
We've got Paper Mario Color Splash. I was just going to ask you, as our resident Paper Mario expert, what are your thoughts on this game?
This one is not as bad as a Sticker Star, where it was basically unplayable, but this one is kind of in the camp of a more like bland Paper Mario game, but it wasn't awful.
Okay.
I did play through the entire game, but it wasn't, it didn't feel like it had like the charm of Thousand Year Door.
We were starting to get stuck in the gimmick zone where
this is getting gimmicky
Color
for sure.
Splash, he's kind of Splatoon-esque.
Splashing the paint
Splashes
around.
of paint that you need to deal with. And it's like, can I just play a cool RPG? No, we're doing this. So
Exactly.
I tend to agree.
Ooh,
okay, so you were asking what the deal with this is. So this is just a game in a blank case.
Right, what's going on here?
Check out what's inside.
What is inside is Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Right, and we also have the special edition for that, which is much cooler. So, typically at Nintendo, we would get games early.
Yes.
And we would get them, in the proper case and, actual retail product. I remember when this game was coming around, for whatever reason, they were not able to get us the final versions.
That's right.
So they said, well, we can get you just,
the disc.
Just regular discs off the line, and you can
Right.
have that. So I thought, okay, cool, because I knew I had this bad boy on the way,
Right.
which is the limited edition. This is big. Look at all this.
I know, right?
And
Is it sealed?
I do have this open, so we can have a look at what is inside.
Nice.
So we have a really nice art book in here. Let's just pop all of this out. Have a look at that. There we go.
Lovely. Okay, so here is the hefty
Yes.
art book with a lot of cool
Right.
like concept art and all sorts of stuff in here.
Yep.
Really, really beautiful.
Yeah. So you see, I do have the game.
And then you have
this
to
one,
get-
this
now
one's
it's
sealed.
sealed.
This one's
Now
sealed,
it's
and
sealed.
can remain sealed.
Yep.
This is a very
Oh, yeah, the
cool
postcards.
art print.
Yes.
In this kind of matting.
Oh, yes, that's right.
That's very well done with a certificate of authenticity.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Very official.
I like it. And then finally, this was interesting. They did the soundtrack on a
That's
USB
right.
key. So you can pop that out and put
Yeah.
that right in your computer.
Right.
And this is based on one of the objects in the game.
Right,
So,
right.
I mean, that's kind of a nice way, because we got a CD player these days.
Yeah, now you can just
This
load
is a
it into
nice
your
way
computer, yeah.
to do it. And you know, this is a nice touch. So this is a very like elaborate special edition
Yeah.
that they did. And you know, this is one of those games that people say, of the games that you could still bring over to Switch, this is kind of on the top of the short list.
This is a great
of what's left.
Xenoblade game.
So I don't really know
Yeah.
why they haven't done it, but maybe there's still time. Who knows? Next, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse.
Claymation
Kirby is something
I like
we all
this
need.
game.
Yes,
Because it reminded me of Canvas Curse, obviously.
on the Nintendo DS.
That's
yes.
right, and it has like the, you're again using the stylus on the gamepad. The art style of this is very cute. It's very, very
great,
creative. And yeah, this game was really fun. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I enjoy it as well.
Ugh.
Well, we were just talking about some of the more disappointing games on the Wii U. This is also, well, we didn't even say what it was.
Well, it's gone now.
What was it?
Amiibo Festival.
Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival.
Gross.
I always got the feeling like it takes a long time to make an Animal Crossing game. We're trying to buy some time in between the big mainline games.
Terrible.
So we had that. We had Happy Home Designer on the 3DS.
Better.
Both just
Amiibo Festival
didn't really do
was
it. Like, this is like a very
really
basic
bad.
kind of board game. You could use these Amiibo that we kind of got saddled with and were trying to sell for years
We
and years.
couldn't sell them at all.
Nobody wanted them.
Nobody wanted them.
That game's just a bummer.
It's a really bad game.
Game and Wario. We got chided a little bit in our Wii video for our feelings about that WarioWare game.
yeah.
This one, I think I maybe have a little bit better feelings towards.
I'm having a hard time remembering
Because
this
you're
game.
doing different stuff on the gamepad. My concern with the last one was the motion didn't feel very precise. So it's
that's
like
right.
when you have it like 3 seconds to do the
Oh
thing.
yeah, to do the thing with
sometimes
the
it doesn't
Wii
always
remote.
register. I think this
Yeah.
one I had some better feelings with, and clearly you have no recollection.
I don't
at
have
all.
a recollection of this at all.
All right,
so
fine.
let's move on.
Maybe if I bop you on the head with it,
Let's move on.
that'll jog it for you.
This is
We have Yoshi's Woolly
a good
World.
one. This is a good
This is fun. This is
really
great.
fun. It came with the knitted Amiibo.
Yes.
Which are adorable.
And the Mega.
The Mega Yoshi.
Yarn Yoshi
We
Amiibo.
have that, yep. It has like that very like arts,
Yes.
very unique art style,
Yeah.
and you're doing a lot of yarn things,
I mean,
and it's
after
fun.
Kirby's Epic Yarn, Nintendo got into that kind of game.
They want
that kind
arts
of
and crafts.
aesthetic, the arts and crafts
Yeah,
aesthetic.
they liked it.
We got deep into that.
Yeah.
This is a fun game, though.
It's a fun game.
Oof. Another stinker, sadly. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash.
That one is not great.
Some real highs and lows in Mario sports games
Yeah.
in recent years. This one may be
One of the lows.
at the absolute bottom.
Really?
I think it's
Worse
debatable.
than Strikers on Switch? No.
We can debate which one can take the absolute bottom.
Yeah, this might be
tier.
second from the
But
bottom.
yeah, this is really
This is really down there, though.
This one sucks. Sorry.
Yeah. This one is so funny. You picked up this game and was like, wait,
Right.
We had this game on Wii U?
So in our Wii video, there was Wii Party, and I remembered that game. And then I picked up this one as we were getting ready for this one. I was like, wait, they made another one? And clearly we lived...
You were there.
We were involved with it. We lived through it. I have no recollection of this game. I'm sorry.
Well, then we should just put it down.
Confirmed exists. Great. We have Mario Party 10. Do you have anything to say about this? You're looking blankly at it. No, you don't.
It's boring.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about it either.
This is better.
All right, Bayonetta 2.
Okay.
This is cool, and you also got Bayonetta 1
as a bonus
included as well.
Dual
so
discs.
When you open it up, you get both discs there.
Yeah. This game was solid.
And you know, the Bayonetta series was on some shaky ground, and Nintendo jumped in and got involved. And we got, you know, even more Bayonetta games after this one, which is great.
I think it's great.
This was a fun exercise for us of working on an M-rated game. And this did have the Bayonetta
the filter
in the Nintendo character costumes. So remember Bayonetta dressed as Princess Peach, Bayonetta dressed as Samus. I certainly didn't remember.
Are you sure?
I certainly didn't forget.
Are you sure?
Which one is it? Who's to say? We have Lego City Undercover.
This game was like weird sleeper hit. It was actually really fun.
So I don't know if people know, like Nintendo was very involved in the development of this game, and this was exclusive to the Wii U when it first came out. It eventually came out on other platforms. But yeah, this was kind of one of the big pushes around the launch of, you know, let's get a big Lego game that has kind of an open world feel to it. This game's pretty good.
This game is actually really good, and Nintendo did so much for it. I remember we had the big, like, Chase, which is the main character. We had a big costume character for it. We did, like, so much marketing for this game. But this game is legit good.
Yeah.
And really fun to play.
Yeah, I agree. I like this one a lot.
This is
Here's a very unique one.
Funniest title.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions
Sharp
FE.
Not hashtag.
We spent a lot of time when the title came through and like,
how do you...
What's this called?
Yeah.
Number sign? What?
Number
hashtag?
sign?
Yeah.
Sharp.
So,
FE.
Remember there was the infamous Nintendo Direct where we kind of had to announce everything that was coming up because there was a panic. And it was saying, you know, oh, we're gonna have this crossover of Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem, and people's minds went wild. And I don't think this is ever what they expected, this kind of like pop star, kind of crossing over, like summoning these Fire Emblem characters. This is a pretty good game, though.
Yeah, it's very flashy.
I remember playing this, great visual style,
really
pretty interesting story, like pretty good characters.
Yeah.
So it's maybe not what people expected or wanted out of the gate.
Right.
But I think it's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid game.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Oh,
what is this?
We have Devil's Third.
Sealed.
The one and only. Sealed, yes. So this was a first-party Nintendo game. This was by Itagaki-san, previously of Koei Tecmo, and Team Ninja, and there are some stories behind the creation of this game that we cannot be sharing in a video.
Our lips are sealed.
Our lips are sealed, but it's a miracle that this game exists.
Yes.
Obviously came out in very limited numbers, which is why a sealed version of this, I believe, goes for a couple $100.
Yeah.
So I will continue to hold on to it sealed.
Hold on to it.
And watch that price rise and rise and rise.
It's pretty interesting.
We got fake Vin Diesel right there on the cover. I mean, the idea of this game was very ambitious. It had this big, like,
online
multiplayer mode where it was like this persistent world of battling and war. But
I don't know.
It's nuts.
It's a little crazy.
The whole story behind this game is nuts, and that's all we can say. The Wonderful 101.
I love this game.
We did a lot for this game. We got to meet Kamiya-san working on this game.
Yeah.
This, once again, one of the early Wii U games that got confirmed. And again, very exciting of Nintendo saying, hey, we're working with Platinum Games on something original.
Right.
And this is a bit more, this is not kind of the dark and gritty experience that maybe you expect from Platinum Games, but it was very creative.
Right.
Pretty fun to play, pretty different. I can't really think of much else that feels or plays like this.
Yeah,
So,
maybe Pikmin.
It's not my favorite game, but it is a very unique game.
Yeah, exactly.
On the Wii U. All right, let's get into some third-party stuff. We have to start with Zombie U.
Famous for Reggie's zombified Reggie in a E3 press conference.
Yeah, I mean, when we're thinking of third-party games on the Wii U, I had to put this one first because there were a lot of hopes and dreams that got put into this as far as like selling in the idea of games using the gamepad. And this did have some interesting ideas of merging this kind of first-person zombie survival game.
Right.
Of, watching what was happening on the TV while also doing something separate on the gamepad.
But it was clunky.
I don't know if it completely delivered on all of that. This did eventually come out on some other platforms, obviously without all of this stuff. But yeah, it's just kind of a missed opportunity in some sense.
Oh.
I don't know how many people know about this game.
Tank, tank, tank!
Tank, tank, tank! This is from Bandai Namco. I believe this is an adaptation of an arcade game. And this is really fun. It's very like arcade-paced, lighthearted, kind of a tank-based shoot 'em up.
Right.
The thing that I like about this game is, especially if you're doing a multiplayer game, everybody takes a picture of themselves with the camera on the gamepad, and you can kind of see their face,
their little face on the tank
over their tank. Like that was a fun little use of that. So I don't think this game did particularly well, but I kind of like it a lot.
Yeah.
Tank, tank, tank.
Tank, tank, tank.
We've got 2 Assassin's Creed games on the Wii U. So obviously, Ubisoft did try to make a big deal, and so did Nintendo. Like, hey, we got these big franchises coming to the Wii U. This was kind of the case with a lot of third-party games on the Wii U. It's like stuff we had already seen before, and stuff
repackaged,
and stuff that maybe was not at its best.
Right.
And stuff that used this in a very
strange way,
cursory or strange way.
Yeah, it's like a bit of like we're shoehorning it in.
Right. So this is Assassin's Creed 3. This is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I did play. This is I
Black Flag was good.
I played through this entire game on the Wii U. That's how I experienced this game.
Right.
This version was good. This is just not the best Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, this one is not the best Assassin's Creed.
To be honest.
Right.
But
it played fine.
In some ways,
it played fine.
They were fine, but there was just not enough to push people to want to play it on the Wii U versus some of the other platforms that were bigger at the time. Here's another example of that sort of strategy. Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, had previously come out on other platforms, had some stuff that was,
added
newish,
for the gamepad,
but not enough to make anybody really want to double dip.
Yeah.
So it's like, we were trying to make a big deal out of this, but it's like
it just didn't hit.
People could see through it. Of like, what is there to actually get that excited about? Not much.
Too bad.
I mentioned in our Wii video how much I love Skylanders.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Skylanders games on the Wii U. Skylanders Giants was one. And this introduced large Skylander figures. We have Skylanders Swap Force, where you could kind of mix and match tops and bottoms.
Yeah, that's right.
Of different Skylanders. That was very fun.
Yeah, we do have the little Skylanders portal.
Yes.
Which is still pretty cool looking, honestly.
So this portal, I don't know why I don't have the proper case for this one, but this is Skylanders Trap Team.
Yes.
So you could insert, you put your guy on the portal,
and
but then you
there's like a little crystal or something.
Right, there was other little knickknacks that you could buy that you could put in there as well.
This is like that whole like toys to life category that really was started with Amiibo. And we saw this come to a lot of Wii U games. We have Disney Infinity next, which is also kind of similar. But a lot of like kind of interesting little accessories for all these little toys that you can
and I think there was one other Skylanders game where the wheels were starting to fall off, and I think that was about like racing.
Oh, and
at that point, it was like, this is not headed in the right direction
thing anymore.
So Disney Infinity.
Disney made
this was the era of Toys to Life.
Right.
I got this on Wii U because they had this whole Star Wars thing in it, and I got a bunch of the Star Wars figures. Those figures are really nice.
They are nice.
They're really well done. I didn't love playing this game though.
Yeah.
It felt clunky. It was it was kind of trying to be sandboxy, but not in a great way. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Skylanders for life. That's all I have to say.
Skylanders was a better Toys to Life like experience, but I did like the Disney figures and things like that as well.
The figures were very cool.
Last game.
Lego Marvel Superheroes. I think I picked this up on the cheap somewhere. Pretty standard Lego game using Marvel characters. It's when the MCU was super popular. So, not too much to say about this. A couple other little odds and ends. The GameCube controller adapter. So if you wanted to play Smash using your GameCube controller, you needed to get one of these. And this plugged in through a USB port, and you could plug in up to 4 GameCube controllers.
Yeah.
So this was cool that they let you do that.
The controllers work on Wii U.
This whole accessory also just works on the Switch. So
yeah, I think I still have mine.
Yeah, I mean this is a handy thing to have for anybody who wants to play like that, and really nice that they did that. And then finally we have, this is the Wii U Pro Controller.
Right.
So obviously the Pro Controller is also on the Switch, and people love that. That's my preferred way of playing.
It is, yeah. It's a nice controller.
If you had a game that didn't have much happening on the screen, or if you were doing a multiplayer game that needed more traditional controls, you could use this. Compared to the Switch Pro Controller, I don't really like this one.
You just feel it again.
The feel is...
Yeah, the form factor is a little strange.
So one of the big changes is the placement of the sticks. On the Switch, they're kind of staggered.
Yeah.
And here, it's more PlayStation style, where they're on the same level.
Yeah, you find yourself reaching.
But you really need to reach.
Yeah.
Try and press a button. You really need to reach.
You do have to reach all the way down. Right.
It also feels very light.
It does.
And there's just something off about the feel in a way that most Nintendo, they usually nail the controllers.
This one doesn't feel right.
I was excited to get a Pro Controller because I knew there would be times where I wanted to have it, but I ended up using it very rarely. Compared to this, which this actually feels great in the hand.
We were just saying that like Switch in handheld mode should adopt some of the ergonomics of a Wii U gamepad, because this shelf in the back does so much to make this feel secure in your hand.
Very comfortable.
They have a bit more grip back here as well. So it's actually, it's big and a little heavy, but it's actually quite comfortable.
So, yeah, this was unfortunately not maybe what we wanted out of that.
Yeah, good thing we have the new Switch Pro Controller, which is awesome.
Yeah, so there you have it.
Yeah, that is the complete Wii U collection. I mean, the Wii U had its, for sure, highs and lows, mostly lows, but some highs. And it was an interesting time for Nintendo. So let us know your memories of Wii U. We might have a little bit of bias because we lived through the dark, dark days within Nintendo, and that has colored our memories of Wii U a little bit. But a lot of people say that they love the Wii U, and if you are one of those people, we want to hear from you. All right, what is the next collection? We don't know. What should it be? You tell us. We're thinking Amiibo.
That'd be a cool one.
But you tell us.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here, and we'll see you later. Bye.